This is a community-supported hypnosis channel. If you want to help us in our mission to provide high-quality hypnosis experiences for everybody and also get access to hundreds of exclusive hypnosis recordings available nowhere else, please be sure to check out my Patreon page, link in the video description. And while I'm on the topic of Patreon, I would really quickly like to say thank you to my Inner Spiral patrons. A special thank you to Gelsey, Meaner Man, Ted, Loveless85, Corinne K, Gareth O, Good Girl, Tranced Mind, Yulo, Shaggy, Bloodyback, and McKay. Thank you so much for your support. Before listening to this recording, please make sure that you're either sitting down or laying down in a comfortable position and that you're ready to go into trance very quickly. If you need a little bit of practice dropping very deep into trance, I recommend listening to one of my extra deep hypnosis recordings before this one. So, with all that being said, just relax and enjoy this experience. I want you to focus on my voice right now. My voice is traveling into your ears via vibrations through the air. The very same air that surrounds you completely and totally on all sides. Imagine if my voice was surrounding you completely and totally on all sides. Each word that I say swirling around your mind, taking you deeper and deeper into a state of enjoyable suggestibility, because this experience is all about having a lot of fun with hypnosis. It's about dropping very deep, very quickly. So focus on the air surrounding you and how my voice can permeate the air surrounding you. Focus on how each breath in and out can relax you more and more deeply. Focus on how those eyelids of yours feel heavy, as if they could just flutter shut at any moment. Focus on some point in the room, slightly above eye level, and let your gaze soften as you just keep on staring. Let everything drift away. My voice is surrounding you, the air is surrounding you, and my voice can just swirl around you closer and closer as you direct that focus inward. Your gaze is softening as you look at that spot. Your eyes are starting to flutter shut. Just let them as you exhale. Every time you breathe out, rest those heavy, heavy eyelids for a moment and drift, feeling good as I count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sleep. Close those eyes and let them lock shut, drifting in this pleasant, relaxing state. Everything feels really good right now. Whenever I snap my fingers and say sleep, you drop deep into trance, instantly and effortlessly. It just happens. Feel it happen every single time I snap my fingers. Feel it happening again as you open those eyes as I count from 1 to 3. 1, 2, 3. Open those heavy, heavy eyelids. You must feel really groggy, really out of it, ready to sleep, dropping twice as deep, twice as fast, and feeling really good as you do so. Being hypnotized can be quite enjoyable, especially when you go deep, deep, deep. opening those eyes on 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Sleep. Drifting down, deep, opening them again in 1, 2, 3. Sleep. Deeper and deeper, every single time, drifting deeper and deeper in 1, 2, 3. Sleep. Now, I want you to imagine that my voice is wrapping around your right wrist, just like how there is a string wrapped around the wrist of a puppet. When the string is pulled, the puppet's arm is pulled upwards also. When my words pull upwards, your wrist is pulled upwards. Feel my voice and my words wrapped around your right wrist and feel the pull. Gentle at first, and then more persistent. Up and up, higher and higher. As your mind sinks deeper and deeper, feel your right wrist floating up so easily and effortlessly, letting it happen, allowing it to happen, enjoying that it's happening, and sleep. Letting your arm drop down, going loose and limp. No thinking, no thoughts, just deep, deep trance. Noticing how the same sensation is happening on your left wrist. Your left wrist is feeling the pull of my words. Your left wrist is being pulled upwards, just like how the string pulls the arm of the puppet. My words pull your left arm up, higher and higher and higher. And as your left arm floats upwards, your mind sinks deeper and deeper and deeper, letting go of everything as you sleep, letting your left arm drop down, letting everything sink down as I count down from 5 to 1, letting everything fade away, exhaling deeply with each number that I count off, and pushing out any stress or tension from your mind and body as you do so. 5, breathing out, sinking deep. 4, every time you breathe out, you push out more and more of your conscious mind. 3, letting go of it all. You don't need to think right now. 2, you're just enjoying a little story that I'm going to be telling you. 1, sinking deep, becoming part of that story. My words are your absolute and complete truth, your reality, and you're going to enjoy them fully and completely right now. You are walking up to the entrance of an antique shop. You're curious about what's inside, so you reach out and open the door, and you hear a bell ring. As you do so, you walk in, and to your left you see a clerk sitting behind a desk. They barely acknowledge you with a nod as you enter. You nod back at them and then turn to look around the shop. There are many, many things piled, strewn, and stacked haphazardly all over the place. Along the wall, there are various heads of animals and old, dusty-looking paintings. On the ground, between the piles and piles of old items, there are rugs and carpets laid out as if they are designed to illustrate out safe pathways for patrons of the shop so that they may peruse all of the curious items before them with some degree of security. You walk along these paths, curious to see what lies within this store. The store seems to go quite a ways back, much further than you first thought when you entered. It's not obvious the dimensions of this antique shop from the street. However, you just keep on walking along. You want to see how far back the antique shop goes. You carefully navigate your way through shelves and piles of all sorts of items. Old china and silverware, a collection of children's toys, antique radios and TVs, and a pile of old bicycles. You're not really in the mood to buy anything, but it's fun to explore, and that's why you keep on walking further back into the store, following the maze-like path of rugs that are laid out before you in between all of the items until you come to a part that looks a little precarious, even based upon everything else that you've seen before in the store. In front of you, there are two shelves that are squeezed together quite tightly. You, though, think you could squeeze through them. There's just enough space. And as you look down upon the ground, there is a rug making a pathway further down all of these piles and shelves of things and curious little trinkets. So, there must be more behind there. Nobody would go to the trouble of laying out all these carpets and rugs for nothing. So, you turn yourself sideways and try to make yourself as narrow as possible as you squeeze between the two shelves. There's barely enough space, but you do fit. And as you come across to the other side, you notice something kind of odd. The rug underneath your feet looks much less well tread than all the other rugs before. Perhaps not many people make it this far back into the antique shop. Well, it doesn't really matter one way or another because you're not done exploring. So you keep on walking down this pathway for a bit until you come across something rather interesting. Among all the shelves and piles of items to be sold, there is a clearing of sorts, and in this clearing, there is a large sofa, and set up all around it are many, many antique dolls. There are small ones, large ones, some for children, and some not for children. What really catches your eye is that there's a full-sized ventriloquist dummy sitting on the couch. What's really interesting about this dummy is that it doesn't appear to have any dust on it at all. All the other antique dolls seem to have a layer of dust coating them as if they've been here for quite some time. Maybe this dummy is a new addition to the shop, though it's odd that something so new would be put so far back here. You walk closer to examine the ventriloquist dummy, to look at its suit, to notice all the fine craftsmanship that really went into making it quite lifelike. What really strikes you as you get closer are the eyes. They're very bright. In fact, when you move back and forth, you get the odd, sort of eerie feeling that they're following you. Though that's not possible. Or that's at least what you're telling yourself in the back of your mind, so you don't get too creeped out. However, the longer you experience this phenomena, the more unnerving it becomes. So you decide to take a step back, but that's when the dummy's hand lunges out and grabs you on the wrist. You see the dummy's head turn towards you. Where do you think you're going? You try to call out for help, but something captures your attention. The dummy's eyes are glowing a bright green, a piercing shade of green. All you can do is stare into the dummy's glowing green eyes. You're like a deer in the headlights, transfixed, unable to move, no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you desire to get away, you can't. Now, what do we have here? A visitor, maybe? Or perhaps a playmate? You see, it gets very lonely all the way back here. I used to be quite the big deal, you know. You probably wouldn't know about me. You're probably too young. But back in the day, all my shows would be sold out. Everybody would be coming to see me. But I guess nothing lasts forever. Times change, and I guess everybody is just sick and tired of seeing somebody playing with a dummy on stage over and over again. It's been years since I've had a chance to do my act. It's been years since anybody's come back here to visit me or even play with me. However, I think I'm tired of being played with. I think it's my turn to play now. Keep on staring into my glowing green eyes. You can't look away from them, and they capture and ensnare all those stray thoughts floating around your head. Don't think you're going to be my doll right now. We're going to put on a little show, and you're going to help me out. You don't need to think in order to be the doll in the show. All you have to do is sit down and look pretty and only move when I tell you to move. That's simple enough. I even understood it when I was on stage, and I'm just a dummy. Sit down on the sofa, please. Very good. Just keep on relaxing, deeper and deeper. You're almost there. My green eyes always take people very, very deep. You're just a deeply hypnotized doll, and you're going to be performing for all these other little dolls. You'll have a blast. Don't you worry about a single thing. It's going to be so much fun. You're just a deeply hypnotized doll, and you're going to be such a good stage partner for me. Now, feel me lifting up your right arm, lifting it straight up in the air, holding it. Very good. Now, feel me lifting up your left arm, both arms straight up in the air, all the way as high as they'll go. Reach for the sky. Very good. Keep on staring straight ahead. The audience is loving it. Look at all those poor little dolls. They haven't had a show like this for so many years. Keep on posing. Keep on making them happy. Now, feel me lowering your arms so they're outstretched to your sides, as wide as they'll go. Keep on stretching them a little bit further, as if you have wings. That's it. Very, very good. Dolls don't think. Dolls just sit there and be pretty. Dolls don't let their arms get tired. You'll hold this as long as I need you to. Your arms are stiff and rigid, like bars of steel used to build skyscrapers. They will stay there until I move them. Now, feel me reaching out and adjusting your arms again, putting them down to your sides, giving you a little break, though you could have held them up longer because they're like bars of steel when I put them in place. Now, feel me positioning you so that you're standing up. Very, very good. Standing up in front of all our pretty audience, all these pretty dolls, as I bend your arms at the elbows, arranging your arms as if they're the arms of a clockwork doll. Imagine me winding up your key in your back. As I wind you up, you feel energy flowing in to your body, and you feel yourself starting to walk. That's it. Just an obedient, pretty, wind-up doll. Don't think you're just a doll putting on a show for all these other dolls. That's what's enjoyable right now. Enjoying every single second of it. Just walking up and down the aisle of dolls on either side of you, turning and walking back. That's a good, good doll. You're putting on quite the show as you slow down, feeling the energy that I gave you by winding up your key, slowly dissipating until there's nothing left, as you slowly freeze in place, a frozen doll, stuck and unable to move until somebody decides to move you. Very, very good. While you're stuck here frozen, feel me positioning you so that you're standing on just one foot. Pretty dolls always have excellent balance. You'll hold this position until I tell you to move. Keep on holding it. Keep on holding it. Very, very good. And now, feel me directing you back down towards the sofa, sitting you down as I place both your hands on top of your head. You're unable to move your hands. Now feel me stretching out your legs so that they're held parallel to the ground, kicked straight out. That's it. Stiff and rigid, like the bars of steel in a skyscraper, holding it and holding it. You're a very, very good performance partner. Do you know that? It's a lot of fun having somebody to play with. Ah, it reminds me of the old days. Well, this little show here will have to do. However, I probably should be wrapping things up. That annoying owner occasionally does come out from behind his counter and patrols this store. He might get curious about where one of his potential patrons ended up. I can't have that. He'll probably lock me in some sort of trunk, thinking that I'm a menace. Well, I guess I'll let you go. However, you're going to be sure to return. We're going to have a lot of fun, you and me. You're going to come back here when you have spare time, and you're going to be my little play partner. You liked being a doll. It wasn't that bad, was it? No, of course not. So you'll come back when you have spare time and when you're ready to perform again for all our little friends. So how about this? You're going to stand up and march out of here like a toy soldier. Though, you'll be sure to return because you like being treated like a toy. I can tell. When you've been in the business for as long as I have, you just know these things. You'll come back, and we'll have lots and lots of fun shows together, but right now is not the time for that. When you walk out of this shop, you're going to wake up fully and completely. You'll remember how enjoyable this experience was, and you'll be sure to return again and again and again. So stand up and take a quick bow in front of everybody. All the dolls loved it, and you're eager to return. Good. Now, just march out of here like a toy soldier. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Right out the front door. Each step you take guides you closer and closer to wakefulness. And when you reach that door, you'll be fully wide awake. 1, slowly drifting towards wakefulness. 2, more and more. 3, approaching the front door. 4, almost there. And 5, wake up and open your eyes, feeling refreshed and rejuvenated, awake and alert, and remembering every single detail of your experience. And if you've enjoyed this experience, maybe, just maybe, you might even remember the desire to repeat this experience again in the future. Thank you very much for listening, and have a great day.